Most people don't fail manifestation because they're unlucky. They fail because they don't have the right system. If you're still waiting around for a miracle to solve all your problems, that is why you don't have your dream life. So today I'm going to give you the blueprint I used to change my life in just 6 months. This time last year, I was stuck in an apartment with 3 other roommates. I was diagnosed with depression and I was in a job that felt like jail. But today I live in a luxury apartment. I just landed my dream job and life finally feels lighter. So this is how you create your dream life and the step-by-step process I used to do that. Hi everyone, I'm Emily. Welcome to the live stream. I've worked as an engineer for over a decade, and on this channel, I give you the scientific strategy to design, build, and manifest your dream life. Today, I've got some bone broth because I am absolutely freezing. I feel like an ice popsicle. If you can't tell, I'm trying to compensate with this robe, but it is frigid outside. Oh my gosh, I live in New England, and it's like 15 degrees. I started my day of Pilates class and it was an effort to get myself out the door this morning because it was so cold. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is why most manifestation practices fail. Everyone is talking about their little vision boards as if they're the secret sauce to finally having your dream life. But this is only a tool to visualize the type of person you want to be. Your vision board doesn't solve any actual problems, you do. This is really helpful to kind of solidify what you want. But once you figure that out, we have to reverse engineer everything on this board to actually turn it from dream into reality. Welcome to the live stream. Today we're talking about my manifestation blueprint. And as you know, I've worked as an engineer for nearly a decade. Whew, time flew. But I'm trying to take all of that systems-based knowledge to you guys so that I can help you design the life you actually want and build it. My skin is suffering today. The cold and me do not mix. Hi, welcome to the live stream. I'm going to start with my skincare. But I think the primary reason manifestation fails is that people are waiting around hoping that their dreams are going to be solved by fairy magic. But I hate to break it to you, but that vision board and those crystals aren't actually doing anything to change your life. Real change does, in fact, take time and it takes effort. So, if you have big dreams, the first thing that you do is you have to get crystal clear on what you want and then reverse engineer that to make it real. Hi, no, I'm not a model. I'm an engineer. I'm a civil engineer by training. Hi, welcome to the live stream. Okay, now what I really focus on in my program is psychology. My mom is the founder of Whole Being Institute, which is a positive psychology company, and I use her skills to hack your mindset to actually make you feel like you're the person who already has your dream life. Because you believe that you're her, then it's easier to step into the action. Hi everyone, welcome to the live stream. I have felt so much resistance towards marching towards my goals because I don't feel like I'm deserving of it. So if I say I want to go to Pilates every day, if I say that I want to be in my dream apartment, it doesn't kind of feel real. But if I instead think about how I can fake it to feel like her, it makes it easier for me. No, I don't know Stray Kids. Also, I have some bone broth today, which is so comforting during the winter months and is good for your skin. There's a lot of collagen in it. So that's our sippy drink of choice today. Now, I create a whole workbook for everyone if you want to actually work on your core beliefs to make sure you feel like your dream woman completely for free. Just go download it in the description box. And that template is what helps you to identify the core beliefs and then realize what thoughts or internal stories are helping you and what are hurting you. Because everyone has stories in their mind that hold them back. Those thoughts and beliefs that make you feel small and not empowered to build a life that you want. You have to rewrite those if you want to become her. Okay. Number next. Step number 2, you have to engineer your identity. We talked a little bit about this already, but it's not magic becoming the person you want. It's understanding who you want to be and the gap between where you are now and the future. So if you're unhappy in your life, there is unfortunately a gap between where you are now and where you want to be. You have to identify that gap and the process to getting towards that future version of yourself. Hi, Laura. Welcome to the live stream. I know I've been really frustrated, especially in my work. So I worked as an engineer for a decade and I designed blueprints, which is why we talk about that on our channel. I did very tedious work doing highway design and I absolutely hated it, but I didn't think I could have my dream job. I had to believe and feel like the version of me who could have that dream job in order for me to start doing what was required to build it. And if you're unhappy in your life, I'm promising you it's gonna take more effort than you think initially to actually become that version of yourself. I didn't just apply to one job and got it. I applied to hundreds of jobs and then finally started getting interviews. I didn't just look at one apartment, I looked at a ton and I lived with other roommates for years until I found one that was a good fit for me. Hi, thank you. I went to Pilates today and my hair is looking a little disheveled because it's not been rebraided. But I have a whole beauty channel if you want to go see my hair care secrets as well. All right, number next, guys. This is the framework that actually creates change. Identity plus behavior looped back and forth. So I believe I'm the type of person who can do what's required to build my dream life. I do the thing, and then my dream life manifests. And that positive reinforcement keeps going and going and going, and your life improves slowly over time. Hi, thank you. Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, thank God it's Friday. I have today off from my job. We yap on the internet for fun. But I have today off, and I'm really grateful because I've been exhausted. The holidays can be very draining for me. I know a lot of people find it fun. I do also find it fun, but kind of coordinating the presents, the parties is a little work to keep up with. Hi, Thomas. Welcome to the live stream. All right, so that's skincare done. I'm a bad influencer. I forgot to tell you my products, but this is the sunscreen I use. This is my favorite moisturizer. I use this every single day. And then this is the niacinamide I use. It's looking a little grubby over there. And then I also put this on. This is for your acne. This helps with the dark spots. Alrighty, so number next, how to create a core self-concept. The vision board helps. It truly does. It truly helps you get an idea in your head of who you want to be. But this is not where that stops. If you want to create your ideal version of yourself, one of the things I recommend is to create your character costume. So think about, what does my dream woman look like when she steps out into the world? How does she present herself? Who is she when she goes on a date with destiny every day of her life? How does she dress? How does she walk? How does she talk? Who does she have as friends? Who does she have as colleagues? That's your job to create. Hi, welcome. So I am personally not a therapist, although I was raised by one. So I am by training an engineer, and I worked doing highway design for about a decade. And I grew up with a mom who owns a psychology company. So I've had her psychology principles drilled into me since I was little. So everything I teach to you is coming through the lens of the teachings from Holbein Institute, which are all science-backed psychology hacks. I talk about manifestation in terms of changing your life. We don't talk about woo-woo-ba-doo-doo fairy magic on this channel. Your crystals do not create change. Hi, welcome to the live stream. I love seeing new people come on live because it's a great way to connect with members of the audience. So, anyways, creating your character costume, very helpful. And I know it can feel like fake it till you make it initially, but I promise you, over time, you become who you pretend to be. And it's really this magical thing that you can say, I want to be this person. I can be an actor. I can act as if. And then in that process of acting as if, I become her. Oh, I love it so much. Yes. Hi, YouTube family. Hi. Welcome to the live stream, everybody. I try my best, but sometimes your names are hard for me to pronounce. Aradia? Is that right? I hope I've said that right. I hope so. Okay. The other thing we have to talk about is the idea of trying harder. The universe does not reward you for overworking yourself and making yourself burnt out. It rewards alignment. When you're in alignment and you feel in your emotional body that things are correct, in the right order, aligned with your goals, desires, and what's right for you in that timing, things happen easily. They all fall into place. But if you're fighting the process, trying to force things into existence, you are playing a losing battle. So if you ever feel like you're frustratingly working towards something, instead of trying harder, ask yourself, how can I try differently to make this happen in a more easeful, strategic way? Hi, welcome to live stream. I'm reading your comment, sorry. Now, I would really like you to challenge that belief. That idea that it will never be you is an example of a negative core belief. And once you realize that that is just a story you're telling yourself, then you can start to step out of it. For example, I used to think that I wasn't a lucky person, but that's also just a little fantasy, a story my mind is telling me. If I choose to instead say, the world is always working in my favor. Good things always come to me. I am someone whose dreams come true. And I truly believe that over time, it will be my reality. So, not initially are you going to believe it, but over time, if you keep working at these core beliefs, they will change. I don't believe in typical affirmations. I don't think they really work so much, but there is a lot of research around mirror affirmations. So, you looking at the mirror, speaking to yourself, and telling you these things helps them get more into your subconscious. And a fun thing I do too is I write my mirror affirmations in lipstick on the mirror. So, I kind of write them, and it's a very fun, romantic thing. Hi, welcome to the live stream. So today we are talking about my manifestation blueprint, the system I used to completely change my life last year. In case you didn't know, this time last year, I was living in an apartment with 3 other roommates, completely broke. I was in a job that felt like jail, and I had just been diagnosed with depression. Everything we talk about changing your life is meant to give you hope that you have the capacity to change your existence and build a better future. Hi. My eyes are like greeny blue. Not greeny blue, greeny brown. Sorry, I'm reading. Okay, let's get on to my makeup. I have a really light look planned for today because we just got some chores to do. No big shenanigans going on today in Emily's life. I'm having a relaxing Friday on my day off. Okay. Let's get to number next. Okay, step 3. Let me get my makeup mirror. Hang on. Oh, thank you. My eyes are my favorite feature, actually. Let me move. These are my notes, just in case you're wondering. Okay, so step number 3 is to build a system. If anyone has read Atomic Habits by James Clear, this is a wonderful, wonderful book, especially during New Year's, to kind of get the systems in place to support your goals. I don't think it's easy to create a new habit without systems. So in order to manifest, we have to do aligned action again and again and again to build our future. And in order to enable that aligned action, creating systems around your habits so that it's easy to step into that aligned action is the key to success. Where's my makeup? Oh, okay, she's over here. Glam time! Oh. Now, a system is a few things. A system is a series of actions that make a possible outcome more likely. So, for example, if I live in an apartment that has a gym in it, and I lay my clothes out every night before I go to bed for the gym, and I make sure that my main focus in the morning is the gym, it'll be likely that I go to the gym in the morning. However, if I live an hour away from the gym, I wake up and I scroll on Instagram for 10 hours, and then I finally decide to have a coffee, it's pretty unlikely that I'm going to go to the gym. Hi! I try to pronounce your name. Zoviar. Hi, thank you, Elisa. Thank you, Anthony. So whenever you're trying to create change, instead of focusing on the action itself, focus on the system that would make the action easy. I always try to use proximity for this. So for example, I've been trying to use my red LED light more. So this is my LED light panel. There's a whole video on it on my beauty channel, but I've put this right next to my bed so that when I'm going to sleep at night, it's right there. I'm kind of nudged to doing the thing instead of like unpacking my LED light every time I go to do it. For filming, my filming setup is always here, even when I'm not filming, so that the only thing I have to do is to actually turn on the camera. And that removes a lot of the existent resistance from the doing of the thing. And if you want the system to work, you have to remove as much resistance, make it easy to do the thing, and you have to just get into it. Lol. So remove the resistance towards doing the thing that you want to do and add resistance to make it harder to do the things that you don't want to do. Hi, thank you. I'm not Greek. I'm Polish, Scandinavian, Russian, a little bit of Irish. I'm a whole mix. Hi, thank you. I used to film in the kitchen. We used to do what are they called? Cook with me videos. I didn't really like doing cooking videos, so we don't do that anymore. But I did find them fun. It's a lot of work, like the cooking videos, and it's not like my big hobby. Thank you. I mean, I hope that I come off as helpful and smart on the internet. I do try my best to kind of use the wisdom I've gained over life to help you guys. All right. So, one of the things that I always think about when I think about habit change and creating systems is again making that resistance towards doing the thing you want as easy as possible and adding resistance to things you don't want to do. I ordered a new journal. It's not in yet, but when the journal comes, I'll show you guys because my journal system for the new year is how I kind of motivate myself for new goals. In my planner, I don't use it as a what I have to do for the day. I use it as positive reinforcement. So for example, today I went to Pilates. Today I'm going to go for a little walk outside. Today I live streamed. Today I'm going to do some video editing. And those are all positive actions that help build my dream life. So in my planner, I go in and I give myself a gold star like a child. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but it works, okay? Your brain is like a little child. It's like a dog. It really enjoys positive reinforcement. So if you give yourself a little treat every time you do a good thing, you'd be more likely to do the good thing. Okay, let's look at number next. A little tip that I suggest people do if they're trying to do more positive habits is to focus on one thing at a time. It is very common during the new year to kind of inundate yourself with a lot of new positive habits, but it's too much. If you want real lasting change, do one thing at a time and fully integrate that habit into your life before you choose another one. So my New Year's resolution slash the thing I'm working towards, I don't really do resolutions. The thing I've been working towards in the last few months is getting a good sleep schedule down because I know that sleep is a core habit of mine. And we're going to talk about core habits in a little bit, but it is essential to have these keystone habits in order to create success. A keystone habit is something that enables other good behavior. For example, me working out in the morning is a keystone habit because the rest of my day will then be immensely productive and I will have so much more energy. So if I want to have a good day, I work out in the morning. If I want to sleep well at night, the keystone habit for that is me reading. A keystone habit unlocks more positive change. So if you're thinking about like all these hard things you have to do, think about how you can insert a habit to make it easier. So I drink too much coffee. I'm like over caffeinated all the time. Yes, thank you. I agree. Anywho, so I drink too much coffee and my life goal is to be less over caffeinated. And I, instead of cutting out cold turkey, have decided that I'm going to have more bone broth instead of, caffeine. And I've enjoyed that in the winter because it's just awfully disgustingly cold here and it helps. All right, number next. Let's go. So we're on step 4. We're on the test and adjust phase. All of this may sound a little highly structured, and that is because I'm coming from an engineering background. I think structure is the container through which you can have easy enabled change. So I always want to create structure around a system if I want to feel more feminine. We talk a little bit about feminine energy here, but feminine energy is just the flow of life. If I want to be more in my flow, in my feminine, I have to create enough structure to feel safe so that I can simply be. If I'm stressed about my finances, if I'm stressed about like the grocery situation, if I'm stressed about my workouts, I'll be thinking about all those things instead of doing what's actually required. This little matchstick has really, really helped me. I don't always contour, but sometimes I do. Hi, George. Welcome to the live stream. I will try to tell you what products I'm using more. That's a goal of mine for the new year. This is the Fenty matchstick. And what do we think of my nails? I'm absolutely obsessed. I actually do press on nails because I went to the salon and they gave me a nail infection. So I'm trying these because I think they'll be a little gentler on my nails. I use the sticky tabs. We'll see if it actually helps my nails or if it doesn't. My mom would probably be upset with me for using nails at all. Hi, good evening from England. Oh, that's so fun. It's always so interesting to know where you guys are from. We have an audience all over the world. The US and India actually are where most people are from. Hi, thank you. Okay, all right. So I'm hoping that all of these tips help you guys to really step into the embodied action for the new year. I know that it can be hard, New Year's, sticking to your habits, but this whole month, I'm going to be giving you helpful hints to help you stay on your New Year's resolution so you can build your dream life. Hi, bye. Welcome to the live stream. I always love seeing you guys in the comment section. It's so much more fun than just doing an edited video, but there are edited videos on the channel if you prefer that. All right, testing phase. Yeah, that's what we were getting to. So the testing phase is once you get into the habit. So like, let's say in a few weeks, after you're a few weeks into your resolutions, you're starting to realize what things are working and what are not. And that's not the time to give up. That's the time to adjust and find ways to make that habit easier and work better in your lifestyle. I thought that I would want to go to the normal gym last year, but I was finding just the process to be very lonely. So I actually adjusted that habit and started taking more classes instead. And that helped me to keep the habit going because I was very cognizant of something that wasn't working and I adjusted instead of just giving up. I don't know. I mean, if you're following influencers that feel like you help your life, I mean, that's a positive thing. I mean, I would hope that my subscribers think I give them lots of value because I'm always trying to help you guys to kind of build a better future. I am also on Instagram. I'm not really a big fan of Instagram, but go follow me there if you're interested. A lot of the same content is there, but I do shorts there instead. Oh, thank you, Claire. That's so sweet of you. I'm a little pale for this foundation, so you can tell like the foundation's a little too dark for me. Welcome to the live stream. Hi, I'm doing well. I'm having a wonderful day today. My day started out Pilates, and now I'm having my bone broth as we do my makeup. What fun! Okay, so step number 5 is to sustain and scale. So once this habit is working and is integrated into your life and you've adjusted it to make it easier, then you have to figure out ways to scale it. Ways in order to get 1% better every day. Your dream life doesn't happen by magic and it doesn't happen quickly. Truly changing your life takes days and days and days and days and days and sometimes years. And that means that the change isn't linear, it's typically exponential. So for days it may feel like nothing's happened, and then one day, poof, everything all at once changes. And you have to get yourself through those hard days to get the like full, benefit of your effort. Oh, that's a really interesting question, Tristan. So I think the internet has been an overall net positive for society. not just social media, but generally speaking, all of the information sharing and the learning that happens online, I think, is incredibly beneficial and it has made people more connected. I know there's a lot of negatives that come with social media. My screen time is too high, but it's even been for me, an influencer who's online a lot, it really has brought me a lot of joy being able to help everyone through my channel. Hi, Claire. I'm so glad you're enjoying this. So it's not Sunday here. I didn't go to church this Sunday because I was at my parents' house for the holiday, but I typically go on Sundays. I'm Catholic. So my teeth have not been bleached. I use those strips. You know those white strips from Crest? That's how I use. Hi, Ronaldo. Like without competition, Ronaldo. That's not on topic, but there you go. There's my football thoughts. Would you say are the three most known people in the world of all time? Probably someone who's the most seen. I know the podcaster Steve Bartlett is probably very well known. He has like 14 million subscribers. Mr. Beast is very well known. And then probably some politicians or celebrities are very known. Maybe like Kim Kardashian or something. I don't know. Happy New Year, everyone. Yes, we're on day 2. It's happened so quickly, hasn't it? I'm astonished. It feels like 2025 just went by in a blink, but it was a very traumatic. So quiet. Can you hear me? Is the mic on? Yeah, the mic's on. That's odd. It was a very traumatic year for me. It was a lot of change. I got a new job. I got a new apartment, which is all good change, right? But there was a lot of emotional upheavals, and I had a breakup to deal with in the meantime as well. So a lot of change. I know the year of the horse is meant to be more stability, and the year of the snake is a lot of upheaval. So that is on theme. Oh, no, you're so right. So I had my brain thinking in terms of social media, Tristan, but I think you're so right that Jesus has touched far more lives. Jackson, who do you mean by Jackson? Can you clarify that? So I'm a civil engineer. I designed the blueprints that build highways, and I did a little bit of residential work for land development. So I went to school and I studied all sorts of math and science. Because in case you didn't know, I am a raging nerd. I know it's confusing, I'm cute, but I have fun. I like me some math. But more to the point, I like stability. So when I was looking at different schooling options, I wanted something that would give me a good quality of life without going to a lot of school. So I didn't want to be a doctor because you have to be in school for like 10 years. Didn't want to be a lawyer because I don't like confrontation. And yeah, that was also too much school. And those were kind of like the main options that existed for me at the time. Like it was clear that I was going to school for a real degree when I was going to school. And I went to a tech school, not like everyone was an engineer there. That's what I mean. So like MIT, RPI, RIT, those are all tech schools. And studied all sorts of physics. Hi, I'm sorry if I missed your important question. Just retype it and then I'll answer it. No, I don't think if you listen to someone you're directly like aligned with all their beliefs. I think it's impossible to kind of like be aligned with all of those beliefs just by listening to it. I mean, you would have to be campaigning for them to fully endorse them, right? All right, this is always the thing that really brightens up my face, the concealer. I haven't been sleeping well, so my under eyes are a little sad. Hi! You know what? When I went to France, all the baristas were putting Amelia on my cup instead of Emily, but that's so interesting. I actually like Amelia a lot. I think it's a beautiful name. Have a great New Year, Tristan. I hope that you and your family have a lovely time. It's such a good time to reflect on your life and, start a fresh leaf. No, I am not. I am as straight as it comes. That's so funny. Listen, I don't want to hear that language. I already fucked up. We're human. Like, making small mistakes is part of the process. You just have to accept that you'll get back on the horse and you'll keep trying tomorrow. And I personally have a really hard time being kind to myself when I mess up. And I wish I could tell my younger self that it's better to be your best friend than your enemy. If you're always with that negative voice in your head, it is so hard to get ahead. Just be kind to yourself. And if you mess up, then get back on the horse and try better tomorrow. All right, I'm so thirsty. Oh, I almost forgot. We have a new fun product to try live. So a Korean beauty brand sent me some, what are they called? Vitamins. Apparently they're good for your skin. And I know that there's another brand that has the same thing. The glutathione supplements. Supposed to be good for anti-aging and your skin. I don't know how much I believe in supplements, but why not, right? Oh yeah, like you can troll me. I like get a giggle out of it. Like the people were saying troll things, and I'm like, get a kick out of it. It's hilarious. Oh, good. Hi, Claire. Welcome to the live stream. So these are the little vitamin strips. They kind of look like gummy candies, and we're gonna find out if they taste good. But I have a whole supplement stack for my skin. You go find it on my beauty channel. And this is what they look like. And glutathione helps with anti-aging. That kind of tastes like a fruit roll-up. Yeah, I approved. That one was funny. Okay, people, focus. I've been yapping a lot in this live stream. We have places to be and information and wisdom to impart on the internet. Okay. I think today we're going to do some light makeup. I think I say that every time, and then most days we end up full glam. I'm not a beauty influencer. We mostly do the same thing every day. But once you know what works for you, you kind of just keep doing it. I'm 30 now, and it's interesting because as I've grown older, I've like learned what works for me better. And all this experimenting that happened when I was younger wasn't actually helping my beauty. So, fun fact about aging is like you might actually look better as you age. I look at my pictures when I was 20, I was like, ooh, what the hell was I wearing? Dear God, help her. God did, but Oh, thank you. Thank you, Julian. That's so nice. Okay, let's get to some brush. I always use the pressed powder right by my nose because my mother has gifted me lovely large pores. Thank you, Megan. I love you dearly. But I would have appreciated tiny, like Asian woman pores. Thank you. I get told I'm charming in real life too. I think it's a lot of like fluffy, feminine, light, playful energy that comes off as really charming. All right, let's check our list. Really important thing to remember if you're working towards your goals and you're like really doing well and you're succeeding at stuff, is to not fully collapse after you've reached the end. There's this tendency to think that when we'll get to the end, we'll be happy, everything will be complete, we'll feel better, we'll feel accomplished. However, a lot of the times you get to the top of the mountain and you end up being a little depressed because there's nothing more you're working towards. You lose a lot of your momentum. So if you're trying to build your dream life, I would just remind you that this process is an infinite game. It's never going to end. You will always be growing and upgrading and creating new things. And there's not going to be a day when you're happy. Enjoy the process because you'll always be in process. This game ends one day, but it's not when you get to the top of the mountain. Hi, welcome, Abdul. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you, Zoe. I appreciate that. I actually have a beauty channel. It's Emily.Raskett, where I talk about my skincare and hair care tips. Because a lot of people on this channel were asking me, and I was like, okay, I guess that'll be helpful. I'll put those videos up. Okay, this is the Sigma powder. I really like this one. Most of my recommendations are from Tati. You might know her. She's a makeup influencer. All right, the major point that I want to get home in this live stream is that your dream life is not just a wish that will never come true. It's something that we can actually create in the future if we strategically design a path for you to walk forward to build that life over time. Hi! I mean, no one needs makeup. This is like mushy gushy powders we put on our face. It's all for fun, to feel a little more sparkly, to enjoy the process, to enjoy the part of being a girl. Thank you. The nails I just put on yesterday. I'm absolutely obsessed. These are actually press-ons. I use the sticky tabs, and I'm trying to do that because I got a nail infection the last time I had my nails done, and I'm trying to have my nails heal while still looking cute. So this is my solution. I don't know if it'll work, but I'll give you updated. Oh, thank you, Rory. That's so sweet. I appreciate that. We're going to do blush now. I always take so long when I'm doing my blush because I can't like yap and blush at the same time. So give me 2 seconds and I'll come back. Does anyone else make like crazy silly faces while they do their makeup? I gotta tell you, I look a little crazy sometimes, especially with the mascara. I'll put on mascara and I'm making all these funny, strange faces. Ugh, I get a kick out of myself. This is the Hourglass blush, is one of my absolute favorites in Mood Exposure. I'm quite pale, so it's hard to find blush that's a good shade on me that looks natural and it doesn't look like fuchsia is on my cheeks. And what I'm aiming for is I try to put it like on the tops of my cheekbones, and I also put it along my temples, the edge of my hairline, and then a little bit on my apples. Yes, I have a tendency to over blush, but you know, it makes me look funny. You're like a clown, a cute clown though. Yes, I'm single. One day I hope to find a special someone, but clearly God didn't meant for it to happen yet. I always have to go back in here because like this area can look a little weird unless I do a little extra there. What do we think? Am I even? I think so. Oh, thank you, Warrior. That's sweet. Now we gotta do some highlighter. When I do my light makeup, I still typically do my full face because I think complexion is the most important part. And I do very minimal eye makeup afterwards. Hi! All right, so this is my favorite highlighter. This is the one from Charlotte Tilbury. I love her products. I think they're so beautiful. I know it should matter like the product that's inside, but honestly, the packaging is what sells me most of the time. So if it's pretty, I'd probably buy it. Oh, I want to show you my other highlighter that I got. Let me put this one on and I'll show it to you. It is the most beautiful, beautiful one from Fenty. Hi, Erin. Hi, Zoe. Go watch my other videos on my self-care channel if you want my hair care tips. Oh no, Siri thinks I'm talking to her. Down, Siri. Oh, I don't know. God made me this way. Amen. I'm very excited for the next video I have coming out. There'll be one on my beauty channel about my favorite products for the year-end roundup and my strategy for anti-aging when I turn 31. How exciting. Oh. Okay, we're going to my favorite highlighter. This is called the Diamond Balm from Fenty. And oh, so pretty. That rose gold packaging always gets to me. But the reason I like this is it's basically like silver glitter just popped into the palette. Look at that. Hang on, let me show you. Wow. Yeah, let's put that on my eyelids for sure. But we have to put my other product on first. This is what I use every single day for my eyeshadow, especially on low makeup days. I don't really do no makeup, but I call them low makeup days when I have very minimal eyeshadow on. There's my brush. Okay. So I take this little paint pot and then I just use this as an all over base color. And I love this because it really brings out the brown in my eyes. It is so fast and easy. Love it. Okay. Almost done with that. And then the color I use on my crease is kind of like a blush color because I think that makes the makeup look very cohesive and kind of tied in together. See? We got a blendy then. Whoops, I just dropped something. All right, so blendy. I'm going to take like a bigger, fluffier brush. And then mixy. And now that color looks nice and diffused. Hi, ciao. Ciao is in like 5 different languages. I never know if someone's like Portuguese or French or Italian when they say ciao. All right, now we got the crease color. So I have Charlotte Tilbury's palette for my eyeshadow too. What color is this? Exaggerize? Who comes up with these names, honestly? So this is the palette I like. Hi, welcome. And then I put her in the crease, and this helps bring out some of the green in my eyes because if you'll notice, this is a red base. So if you want a certain color to really pop, you have to put its opposite color in the color wheel. Well, I think that's good enough. Yes. Yes, I am. One day we will have a special someone, but for now, God thinks it's best I'm single, clearly. Oh, this is Italian, is it? The only thing is, I noticed something beautiful. I don't speak Italian, I speak Portuguese, and I know a little French, but so I am in Rhode Island in the US, which is freezing at the moment. It's like 15 degrees outside. You think that special is you? I don't know what you mean. Okay, let me get in here. And now I'm just going to do a little bit of eye highlight. You can use the same highlighter here as here. Doesn't matter. It's just sparkle. Sparkle is highlight. That's all. I'm going to use the one in the palette because I'm almost gone with it. It's my favorite. Oh, that's fun. I've never been to Dubai. And a lot of the influencers I follow are from Dubai, though. I think it's because your tax structure is different. I know a lot of influencers live in Miami for the same reason. Yeah, we're working on the get a man situation. I do make myself go meet other people every once in a while. New Year's goals include getting out of my house more. Lol. Oh, thank you, Warrior. I appreciate that. Let's try the Fenty highlighter now because she's so pretty. Oh my god, I really sound like a child sometimes when I live stream because I get so excited. I promise I'm an educated woman with a college degree. But we're all like happy little children inside sometimes. Okay, so we're gonna get the super sparkly one, and I'm just gonna put it here. So you can see not a big change, but it makes this eye look a little bit more open. Hi, welcome. Wow, there's so many claps and hearts. Thank you guys. I'm so excited. I'm working on a video right now for you about my compliment cake, and it's all of the wonderful things and changes in my life in the past year. So this past year, I got a new job, I got a new apartment, I made new friends, and I connected with old friends, and I found like purpose and joy in life. And it was such a fun video to celebrate everything. Thank you. I think that most women are like very feminine when they feel safe and like happy. So that joy that children have and that curiosity, I think is what people mean when they say someone's in their feminine energy. And for that to exist, women need structure, they need safety, and then they can come out and like enjoy the process of being life instead of fighting their way through it the way men do. Are you going to teach me Italian? We can make that a goal for me. I understand perfect. Oh, that sweet warrior. Ah, blush. Okay, where were we at? Oh, eyebrows time. This is the product I use. It's basically like eyebrow mascara. Yup, someone decided that was a good idea. Nice. I don't really wear a lot of lipstick, but in the winter, I typically use lip gloss because it's more hydrating. I can't stand my lips feeling like a shriveled prune. So most of the lipsticks I've tried just suck the life out of my lips. I can't do it. Okay. I did find some really nice lip stains though. Dior makes these really, really pretty ones that still look glossy on your lips, but they are a stain, so they stay longer than lip gloss does. Oh, my light's off. There we go. See, that makes like a little bit of a difference, but nothing too dramatic. And I was wearing mascara for a while, but I'm not now because I think it looks a little weird. Like I naturally have, these are my natural eyelashes. They're naturally very long. And then when I wear mascara, it's like I have like doll eyes, which sometimes is cute if I'm going out, but sometimes it's just like too much for day to day. All right, let me get my setting spray. Today I have a few things to film. I have this brand has a campaign they're working on that I'm working with them with. So I have to film that. And then I have to finish the other video for you guys for New Year's so that can go up on time. Where? Oh, it fell on the floor. Right. Okay. This setting spray from Charlotte Tilbury is great. It makes your skin look very hydrated, but it doesn't make the makeup stay any longer. So you do have to also use this kind of thing. So this is like hairspray for your face, and this one is like gonna make everything look more blended and hydrated. You should charge me rent. I don't know. Ooh. Don't open your eyes when you do this. I've done that a few times, and then my eyes have hurt for the next like 2 hours. Patience. Okay. All right, that's cool. So, in conclusion, your dream life is not a fairy tale, it's not a fantasy, it's just something you can build. You can design, build, and manifest your dream life. I did, and you can too. Bye, guys.